How to receive guidance from your higher self. In this video, let's talk about 3 ways you can receive communication and guidance from the universe, from your soul, your higher self. Stay with me. Welcome back to Choosing Gratitude. My name is Karen from choosinggratitude.net. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Here we talk about simple and practical techniques to help you choose the life you so much deserve. Today's question is from Suman. Thank you for making this video and making me realize where I'm lacking. I will read out the books. She's referring to the books I mentioned in that video. But I want to know how I can connect with my soul. I have been practicing the law of attraction from last 6 months on the basis of secret. And while practicing, I continuously feel that there is something which I am missing. And now I know that's its connection. Thank you so much for this effort. I have a request. Can you please make the video on how we can connect with our soul? Suman, this is a very, very good idea, and here I'm making this video for you. So how exactly do we connect to our soul? We call it your soul or your higher self, and sometimes we use the word the universe. It doesn't matter what we call it, right? We're referring to this all-encompassing energy that is higher than our current egoistic mind. And when we're operating from the egoistic mind, like most people, we're living a limited reality, right? And if we want to manifest an unlimited reality, we really have to peel through the tricks of our egoistic mind and align ourselves with our soul, with our higher self. Here, I'm going to use these words interchangeably. You can also use the word God if that feels right for you. You are asking me how you can connect to your soul. Your egoistic mind is assuming that there is some tricks, right? And I will give you 3 ways. But before we go into these 3 ways, I just want to ask you a question. Let's say one day, you go into a small restaurant by yourself. You just want to buy a simple lunch and go. And right after you ordered your lunch, you realize that you don't have your wallet. You left your wallet at home, and you have no money. So how are you going to pay for it? You feel embarrassed. You need help, right? So at this time, imagine you see a bunch of strangers around you, and you walk up to one of these people you don't know. You say, "Hey, can you lend me $10?" And what would be the reaction of that person? They must look at you like you're crazy, right? More than likely, you are not getting your $10. And what if you happen to find out that the person sitting right next to you is your best friend? And what do? You say, "Hey, can you lend me $10? More than likely, you will have your $10, right? So you see, you're using the exact same technique to get help. But in the first scenario, you won't get help. In the second scenario, you will get help. And what is the difference? It's not the technique you use, right? In either case, you are asking a simple question, can you lend me $10? But in the first case, you don't know that person, right? So you see, the most important thing in this whole communicating with high self thing is that you have to have a relationship with your higher self. And most people, I must say that they're not even aware of their higher self. So to them, their higher self is that stranger sitting next to you in a restaurant, okay? And if you don't have a relationship with your higher self, it's not like they're not willing to help you. It's just you are not going to be in the same wavelength to receive help. So today I'll show you 3 ways to communicate with your higher self, to ask for help. However, don't expect that you're suddenly gonna start receiving divine inspiration all the time. It's really a relationship that you build, and you have to first set out the intention that from today on, every day you're going to spend a little time talking to your higher self. You're going to spend a little time establishing this relationship and nurture this relationship with your higher self. The first way to receive guidance from your higher self is to have a habit to clear your mind at least once a day. and the more often the better. What do I mean by that? Every single day we're bombarded with information from outside of our own source, right? You walk outside, there's music, and you turn on your cell phone, there's all kinds of notifications and things that distract you. And remember, attention is power. When your attention is scattered in so many different useless things, your attention does not have any power anymore because it's all scattered. So what I want you to do is to every day just find a little bit of a time. It could be the first hour when you wake up in the morning or the last hour before you go to bed. Spend this time only with your source. Go for a peaceful walk and don't talk too much if you don't have to. And turn off your cell phone and turn off the TV, turn off the music, and simply tune within. Of course, meditation is very powerful, but if you're not used to meditating, simply disconnect yourself, unplug yourself once a day. You will create great result if you give it a try. When I went to these week-long meditation retreats, I always feel the closest to my source. And the second way to receive guidance from your higher self is through journaling. And this has really, really worked wonders for me. Have you ever read the book called Conversations with God by Neale Donald Walsch? I have talked about this book in several videos, and I highly recommend you to read this book. And when you read this book, you notice that the book is written in a format of question and answer. So usually it's Neale Donald Walsch, his lower self would ask a question, and then he would receive answers from what he called God, or it's really his higher self, right? And most people think that that's something really, really amazing, and that's something that only he can do. And I'm here to tell you, you can do the same. You can write your own conversations with God. The reason why you don't receive guidance is because you don't ask for guidance. So what I would recommend you to do is when you have a question you would like to ask source, instead of just wondering it in your mind, write it down on a notebook and leave a lot of blank. Okay, just write down your question. You could go into a meditative state, just stay silent and just be quiet and listen to what kind of information you receive. And sometimes you receive the answer right away. If you can't, that's okay. Just close your notebook and just carry it with you throughout the day. And during the day, once in a while, think of your question and say a silent prayer, higher self, universe, I would really appreciate an answer for my question. Just simply do that. And at the end of the day, just sit, look at the blank and start writing. And in the beginning, if you don't hear anything, you can pretend that you are your higher self. Just pretend it. Once you start stepping in that role of your higher self will come through you. And it's really nothing mysterious about it. A lot of people think that it's weird, like some people say they channel certain messages. I don't think it's really that mysterious. We all have a direct connection with our higher knowledge, our higher self. We just have to have the habit of connecting to it daily. Don't worry that you may or may not receive message every time. It's based on how clear your mind is, really. The more clouded your mind is, the harder it is for you to receive an answer. If you don't hear anything, that's okay. Just keep that notebook, keep that question with you, and over the period of a few days, I can guarantee you that you will receive an answer. And the third way, and it's also the most important way to communicate with your higher self, is through meditation. If you are trying to ask for guidance, the format of your meditation can be changed slightly. So what do I mean by that? Usually when we sit down to meditate, we just sit there and focus on our breath, right? But if you're asking for guidance before you start your meditation, you want to clear your mind, just calm down and gently ask that question to the universe, to your higher self, however you want to call it. I would just close my eyes and I would imagine sitting in a dark room by myself meditating, and then there is a source of light right in front of you. That is my higher self, my soul, my spirit guide, whatever you call it, or God, right? And I would close my eyes and I would ask my question in my meditation. And first you ask the question and then you go into complete silence, okay? And that is important because you don't want to ask a question and then you keep asking and then you start analyzing and you start to think about it yourself. No, what you're going to do is you ask a question and then you completely let go and you focus on your breathing. You can just imagine your higher self is standing right in front of you, and just wait and wait for the right answer to appear from within you. All right, I really hope that in a few days you'll come back and tell me in the comment down below what you have received from your higher self. And I believe that we all deserve our connection to source, and that is the deepest joy in life. And when you are doing this, also make sure that you clear up your self-doubt, because self-doubt usually is a blockage between you and your higher self. And I have made a video about clearing your self-doubt, and I'll put the link of that video right there. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell and give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.